Kintinap na we aid, even for clear them, Kintkanga.
In Sierra Leone, a new drug is turning young people into zombies.
So it's important for broke down the issue today, for let the public understand.
Now that's make they bring come to you the Today Show. We get segments where they range from interviews on the big issues.
Sierra Leone authorities said Monday that 20 people were killed and nearly 2,000 prisoners escaped during Sunday's attack on the capital.
To sport.
What a fairy tale story here. There they are, the champions of Africa.
And entertainment and simple tourism with plenty other issues.
Get ready for the roller coaster ride. So we day-to-day story them as we dive deep into the heart of the matter.
Every weekday on Slick Television, channel 37, from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Tune in and stay informed like never before.
The Today Show, only on Slick Television.
Welcome to Today's Show here on Slick Television, channel 37. If I not be there right now, the Cadena Farm for join the presidency agenda for feed salon. Like you say, salon business. Now all man business. I'm not going for be selfish at all. Like when I hold me hoe, they dig and dig, plant me rice and cover and wait for low harvest and feed them to everybody so that I go corporate as part of my corporate social responsibility.
For me specific, yes. For me specific enough, Rabi. For me, Wallace are the focus bar. The Wallace because then they heavy. Of course, then they show exactly the cultural aspect of Sierra Leone. Of course, one cup Wallace Rabi we cook house almost all man they get.
So also another Rofres na the Wallace.
Yes, no Rofres is different from Wallace. Mostly Rofres and they can use for making a ball pap. Okay. But the Wallace now, that is strong. In fact, as of now, in price they higher because that is strong.
Yes, because even that Rofres they were just talk about so. You know, say they want to get diabetes.
Exactly.
And this is the beauty about Sierra Leone. We tend for we soil what we get. Yeah. It accommodates any kind of thing. In fact, it's just good for everybody.
Definitely. That Wallace is as they talk, I'm so even good for picking back as well. I believe say after they mix them with Rofres and Wallace. The Wallace now they talk about the diabetes. So anybody who has diabetic patients, now Wallace they fine for them. You understand? Yes. So the composition you go and compare with now this recent one with the English that pushawa exactly. Yes. So me self so to be specific, now the Wallace me they focus on.
You know, they talk, so if you say, I'm visiting agriculture, however, no matter if I be time, like, we still take home and go now.
Definitely.
That's the one for take. Welcome you to the show here on Slick Television, channel 37. You can also join us on with Facebook at Slick TV, website at slicktv.com, and follow me on all with social media handles. I am Rabiatu Mansari.
And I'm Mohamed Baki Kamara. Let me take the quote of the way. It's reaching 2,000 tons is more than a milestone. It's a seed of hope for Sierra Leone's journey to feed itself. Again, reaching 2,000 tons is more than a milestone. It's a seed of hope for Sierra Leone's journey to feed itself. These are self-explanatory quotes. If you stay glued to TV, as of now, you typically understand exactly what's in this theory.
You know, when I saw this post and looking at the presidency initiative for Feed Salon, and that 2,000 is equivalent to about 40,000 bags of 50 kg rice. One would say, looking at salon population, I mean, it's a bit small, but I think it's also a pathway to progress.
As the quote say, it's a seed for less salon feed himself. Because for how long, Gabi? Oh, the good knock the most. I make certain people lock the most, but we tell us another day.
So let's just give you one just shocking one. I mean, as for the 2023 report, we're spending about over $150 million just for imports restaurant salon. So all of these put together, you're going to say, now make the pass you and say, no.
Exactly.
I need for feed me people because we're spending way too much, making us amongst the highest importers for us.
And inside introduction, you mentioned say we soil infertile, we soil in get ingredients, say we're capable for we feed itself. So why don't we make use of the soil?
This and more in store for you and with today's show. Stay glued to Slick Television, channel 37. We'll be right back.
The road to greatness starts with mic, beats, and the fire that burns in your heart.
Una kusha una kabo, a una dedu. Killing them in Jesus' name, una ala alelu. Till I grow up and old stick, the tend them abutu. I dey direct them for rap game from here to Fadubu. Yeah,
you gon' die tonight for disrespect. When me iron stores, boots like hood, I walk up on your neck. Drag your ass back up from Fadubu, go a jekule. Load the clock up, came it at your head and let it back. Yo.
From May 2025 to January 2026, the rap game go hot as we dey come together with the theme Salon Against Hate. This now we chance for raise awareness and go against the bad talk and message them we don't divide the country. Register now for the Rap Rampage 3.0 for free. Call +232 7674 9299. Come let we all join on for make Salon unite. It's now you turn for win the biggest stake in Salon rap history. Third place they take home 10,000 leons. Second place go get 20,000 leons. And first place they take home a whooping 100,000 new leons. You feel say you get some? Can't drop fire bars. Win big and claim you throne. Rap Rampage 3.0. Now Orange and Orange Money, they bring this show to you.
Hey, I don't want to let you connect to the man.
Man them. This na boys. Usai man and they put all thing at table. From Pantap, Tegodo. Inside boys, we know they hide behind with shadow. At all. We real and this time now all but we.
Every woman first, let me start that, always they look for a successful man. So likewise, majority of the men also they look for successful woman.
We can't talk about we hustle and we dey fair money.
When you like somebody, you first of all get for take care of whatever you like. Make them a priority.
We relationship and waiting people they expect from we man them.
You know, women are more emotional than men. If you start them, where you enjoy them, you go they come.
This not a side where we just they can't talk. This na brotherhood. Na side for let you see and feel what it really mean for B-boy picking.
Sex is intimacy.
This na boys. So come na the bar, grab a chair, buy a drink, let we talk, chill and vibe. Cause this na boys who side with they shake the table.
Welcome back. From the Minister of Agriculture in Moses, from the horse's mouth, it said we need about 1.1 trillion tons of rice in Salon. The saddest part here is, no state whether na for a year or na for a month. But if you do mathematics, that's over 22 million bags of rice. One go say, Saloma with a population about 8 million people, then they eat all. Added to that, research shows say inside 2023, the presidents they spend over $150 million just for imports rest na Salon. This one go say na the backbone to the Feed Salon initiative will be launched inside May 4th there 2023 as a way for ensure say it provide for the people them way they govern and also not go spend that kind of money way we spend. But so many don't they come up, in terms of questions, where are we? It's been 2 years after that launch. Sierra Leoneans are still hopeful as to what will they get. We see not too long ago again, the Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Henry Musa Parker, talk say we don't get about 2,000 tons of rice within the country. We see well, not the BFP and other bodies there that then sponsor that particular one day. And this is say, I want for quote and directly say, this is the Feed Salon project. So we want to know actually if we get a few years down the line for this administration, where this time actually comes to an end, if we're actually the gateway for we Feed Salon project, if we will be hopeful as Sierra Leoneans, and above all, how many people in this 2,000 go cater for. And for that in the studio, I get with me Alpha Yaya Mansare, when a spokesperson, Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, and hopefully we will be joined by Ahmed Nano, when Executive Secretary, Salone Chamber of Agri Business Development. As usual, the people await the ordinary Sierra Leoneans can always be matter to us here at Slick Television. Now let's get Sierra Leoneans' view to the side of the story.
Things like this, we find them very difficult because you know go get, let me say 5 or 10 years for do something, it remains small time. And for go couch rest, for say na the solution for solve Salone, feed Salone. For me, I don't think say it could be a way for solve the earth problem. Because those countries where they go for good cow rest, we get the same land, we get the same fertile ground. Now just machines them with human labor they use for make sure they actualize. So if you go buy, we know able to do something for ourselves. We already get a God bless you with natural resources. What are they? Pure, good soil day. I think say for me, it's not gonna be possible for us to reach that stage day. Because for us go buy it to other man, now profit them people and they make. It's better we use we own machine, we buy purchase machine, we go into agriculture, we able to produce the rest for ourselves. Now that's possible. Tell me say this few time we go able to reach there. And I don't see anything like that. Because check the amount of rest we Salone they make. It's too small that you know even able to feed half of Sierra Leoneans. So for me, it's very impossible for us to reach there. Not possible.
There is no way to succeed. At the starting of the president in 5 years was not even do better thing for that. Not even feed we. But the remaining 3 years where they go, now pack and go. You know, cannot say go with the left behind. Every way you meet you, they go with her. The first 5 years, I believe so. Something where you can empower, you go first for they do that. But the remaining years, they will don't left sobra. I don't say anything like that will happen. Now a dream. Next time, say what they do a dream. Say they America. Do clean as you don't have Saluma. And so me they dream on that too. And not possible. Until I see how with me, I believe. But for me, I don't believe that. It not going to happen. Now remaining years, they don't left. Now where you think so now politics don't start to lower level, elections don't start. Now who's president or government and go count them for 50 years? No, it's not possible. It's not possible. Sierra Leone for me no days from Pakaba in time there. They tell we more than they feed Salone this and Escomaka the same thing, Ismaka the same thing. So now generation on board we can't feed Salone. But everybody they pay your pockets, pay you where they go. I saw me see this country.
Salone, they were then they work in take part and talk and they talk at times. Therefore talk, for satisfy, for let them get what they want. We then talk, then give them what they want, and what they want to do, then they do. They need to do exact what if you say what the people then want for let them do. Do you understand? Because one, if they talk the word, say at the bill next year, they no get foundation. I go build this house. Say at the pronounce say at the bill house next year. But you no get the plan, they no get the foundation of the ground we say for bill, no get that foundation. So this was I expect to say for that house it map. Without no more it map, or brisk no go blow. The agriculture in this country, what to the business. From there, then the will get sense. We will vote 1996. Pakabaka, the Bible Kuboku tractors there. All the some of them tractors there. Pakabago, then Aneskomaka. It's not the same thing. For me, government self I begin for the Tamabo. And Escoma go buy Boku tractors there. All the farm then today them. Tractor no they see, farm no they see. So all the no more for play, free Salone. Now not see no possibility. For say anyway they where they are go to say 3 years. Say then we can make farm, where you go to market to buy something, we will be satisfied. I not see. Somehow anything is possible to God. But foundation no dey. Not at the start. Foundation no dey. We get all thing. Land, Think about the some day wey be say the war plan, how much bully dem dey na this country. They go both south, east, north, all side. The land fight hard for we. But we say who dey go. Dem can't no more than promise. Who dem get wetin they want, but dem family dem, sit down. No get nothing wetin dem do for we. You see, if they pass bill, they no dey consult nobody. They what they ready, then they come to we. Say, now come, we get plan for this, we get plan for this, they do this, we do this. End of the day, we then go to that parliament, go to that state house. They don't get anything for do for me. What then they do then decision, they consult the layman. They know they consult we. Sometimes, sense not to want to get you can be leader. But we want to do something, go to the community back. How they implement this agriculture? How for do this free salon? They no go do it.
So hard for believe, because before we don't begin see the foundation, say yes, they don't ready for farm feed salon. That kind of turn of rice day. Because for we don't see now the south, east, west, north and south say they don't ready this project. Or not able to see nothing. So now the rest number they can give it back there, it's all. So you don't think say they get for because from what we begin, what we know. We've been get stored and around the country. Government, what is that government store? Where them in the plants, agriculture, they tell them they get SLPNB. They get enough food, palm, that cacao, coffee, this. So that thing they will believe say yes, salon will be get agriculture. Oh no, we not get agriculture. So that if they will come, we not think say them will able plant and profit salon. Because for we not begin see the foundation, 7 years I don't go, 3 years when we go, then think then they don't hear about Tomabo, don't hear about this, we not able to see nothing take today. So we not believe that say it will succeed. Agriculture will be even eat export. US, palm, cacao, cocoa, coffee, so many things. So they get enough foreign exchange, they change dollar with money be high past dollar. The high past dollar, with the top 25 cents above the $1, with your money be there above. The agriculture being developed. If they see the dollar, come on, we don't $1. Now with your money will be one. So the agriculture, they should be able, but to be able to bring them back. In Salon, no get need for giving all the rice. The rest now be competition. You get the different right there, they carry. They choose which one we want. So they make the price go down. See, so from now, for sure we can eat that stage day, we get long road for play. So there's 2-3 years left, so we go able. If we try, we begin lay the foundation now, so we go succeed. But if we not start now, that they can go back, when we go get that kind of turn up right there again. Government know all this, because they can say tractor, they don't come. For go now, all the districts there, do the survey. Also, all government will do agriculture. You know me saying now just rest, no more this. They're putting them for do all they own the agriculture. See, but you don't lack of them things and they all. Now the one they say what they do and that cacao, this, that. Now then they do them for themselves. Government no get no have to get answer again because no get trade and industry minister because what I would say so we know the trade and for trade forget side and store they will be there. Get past almost store they take almost ton. Because the day where they face all the things they can pack. So the agriculture then we train the left, then they give away all the things there. They go take now, then bus station. So people then that thing they do agriculture faster. Even they go through, they even export and go out. So they make enough foreign exchange. So we make the money being there wait. So begin try now, maybe we are no will succeed. Because for government forget store. For doing we say for do trade and industry minister. Why we not the trade? They no more for buy the can. I would say for the sell. Now for them have mineral no more they will sell. So I make money right now. They see how money don't go down. The engine is money they don't do.
Most important thing now was the first question I asked. We get agriculture minister na Salou, na one. Don two. If in day, because there are beaucoup rumors and they say we get agriculture program them if this government see so they don't take power. But then they talk about toma boom. And I know one day here or see when they say today Salone they go harvest at the States farm, go to toma boom. And at 7 years they go so now. At least any outside they put seed for plants within 3 months to 6 months. For see benefits there. But 7 years no benefits. I don't feel say anything like agriculture in a Salone. I know deny the people are applying where they plant for themselves cassava, petete, or the alpha fresh or the plant. Maybe they agriculture they go. But for say Sierra Leone as a country, we get anything like agriculture for what the benefits the general public. Me to me, in no day at all. In no day. But so that person on tell my don't go see. But me, I not see. Na yeri at the yeri then they go and talk. So anything where the yeri, one no say I no go believe in.
Of Sierra Leoneans and John Abdullahi puts those together for we. And now Alhaji Mansaye is Alpha Yaya Mansaye is here with us. Good afternoon, welcome to the Today Show.
Yeah, thank you for hosting me.
All right, okay, let's just throw this quickly to you. Should we be hopeful for the Feed Salone project?
Yeah, we'll be very optimistic because the trajectory where we go now, there are clear signs. Say we're in the right direction for achieve we set targets them. There might be bumps on the road, but them bumps then they with the build up we're resilient for ensure say we cross the hurdles then they. And I'm very optimistic because even your voice box highlight show one or two of the gentleman that we talk. Show optimism, say possibly it can be done, and we are optimistic, say yes, it can be done. And for also make some correction, the minister will not require 1 trillion meal rice for Feed Salone. We're just talking about 1 million plus metric tons what we need for become fully ripe sufficient, and we're just playing with around 300,000 to 400,000, just the gap we want to try for field. And that make where the president push this initiative. And I think if Fambul and they move out now and go see what they happen at the fields them, you know, say people take this initiative very seriously. And we are pushing very hard on the agenda for close that gap. And we are talking about 800,000 metric tons where we produce, you know, private sector partners, smallholder farmers internally. So now that small difference there, now we work on, and I'm sure within the not distant future, if we set all the infrastructure there in place, we go close that gap there pretty soon.
Right. Okay, so you know people are asking this question, or we're asking this question because now look at the time frame. Maybe you say, you know, to farmer, we want to know these 2,000 bags we want to show you so. I mean, how long it take now for go through the entire process?
Yeah,
it's the harvesting, because we ask because we want to just check the time frame if you will actually succeed.
Yeah, it's seasonal. You know, rice cultivation is seasonal. After now, farmers then they prepare for plant. Land preparation, they go on, they deploy seeds then at the field. Depend on the crop we plant in terms of in life cycle. Rest they into different category. You get the one that will last for 3 months, you get the one that will last for 6 months, but we they encourage the short duration crops them so that farmers them, some ecologists then they can plant they to them. And the more you plant, you maximize the output. So we not just one depend on just one season cultivation, when I will be done the deeper. Now that didn't make we get difficulty in filling the gap quickly. And that make you see the lay emphasis on developing the irrigation scheme. We also do the inland valley swamp. And this way you see so, now the inland valley swamp, now one of the ecology we will get, high yielding ecology, now they then produce this rice. So they had to plow WFP through the ministry partnership, support the development of the ecologists, and then they support smallholder farmers and plant, and later then harvest and process. And now we don't deploy high-level processing facilities them across the district. Even with the 10 Satake high-level rice mills they we don't deploy, we don't send rice mills, over 200 across the districts them. We are doing this because we want for less Sierra Leone to eat the local rice. Okay. And we'll stop for cheap rice them go in other country around the sub-region, because people always they complain, say we just get stone, but I think we don't lay down their back, because if you see now, the Standard Bureau don't pass with rice feeds for supply the schools. And the one day we go witness this, we don't go see how they process the rice in the community, say it's of high quality now.
So now what's kind of rice inside this bag? So
this is not the local, not the parboiled rice, now inside this bag, way high, way healthy, and it's fresh. So you're not talking about rice where don't take 10 years before you eat them, or 5 years where they don't produce them. So because and this come also as key policies the OPA. So why we're optimistic, say the Feed Salon go work is about how you develop a strategy and how you pass your policies them, and begin ensure say your policies then work right. Because we clear when the minister do the strategy, one of the first policies say, let we eat what we grow. And let we encourage we local farmers then for grow. How can we do that? Now for make sure say we buy what in the grow and feed the institutions then. So now the institutional feeding policy first it pass. And you see we are getting it right now. Now we don't get WFP, SLPMC, they get rice, process rice, and support the schools.
Because we actually want for us now this institutional feeding policy also.
So the institutional feeding policy they clearly say use your local produce them, where you farmer and they produce, buy from them and feed the institutions. So we have institutions like the military, the hospitals, the police, the schools. So now we are starting with the schools. So as we expand production, as we expand the aggregation base, now so we reach to the other institutions there. Now we don't start very well with the schools. And the way we go with the schools, within the next 2-3 years, possibly we will feed the schools 100% homegrown. Because the indicators they're very clear now. Now you see just within a couple of months we are talking about over 2,500 metric tons. So this is just 2,044 metric tons from WFP. You are talking about 500 metric tons with SLPMC also the aggregate. It's over 15,000 bags you are talking about. So that gentleman will also talk about those days of SLPMC. So we're bringing all this. We know say we don't do a lot of research. And we're bringing these same infrastructures then back, because we know say now the only way that we could move with the agriculture system for where we turn over the sector quick one.
We say turn over the sector. So now see different districts them I just want friend for count my questions. So now what's districts them actually
So across 10 districts, WFP need to work now all the districts there. Imagine we get 15 agricultural districts. But we also get with food production zones them. We get zones them we say rice they do well. We get zones that also cocoa they do well. We get zones that also cashew they do well. So, and then zones then they then get good infrastructures them in terms of the ecologies. So all inside the also WFP they work na Kenema, na Cambia, na Potloko, na Bo, na Pujeon. So these are the areas them where they support the infrastructure development na Moyamba on the IVS, and then support the farmers, then produce this rice, and then they mill this rice, and then WFP they buy them. And because the system is working, WFP they buy this rice because it's government support. It's the Ministry of Agriculture project, give WFP money, we give SLPMC money, say go and buy the rice from local farmers. Why would they do that? Because when you buy from the local farmers, you don't empower them. You don't get more zeal for do more. And you put money inside in pocket for also take care of your livelihoods there at the community level. Because you get your own family then for feed, for change the whole infrastructure at the community. So people and now when they don't buy from them, they don't change their roofing sheets. Where they live in a grass house. So these are the transformations the way they happen. But I know many people, of course, they get that kind of information there, but those who are feeling it at the community level, they know exactly, and they want follow will expand this scheme. Now other districts then they call, say why we know they get WFP now, the other remaining district them. But we say yes, we are also introducing other private sector players them for can work and aggregate farm produce them for farmers and put money inside farmer pocket.
So does that mean say we forget about the Tomabom project?
No, Tomabom is alive, it's active more than ever. Since when the minister take over, make Tomabom as a high priority. Yeah, and he don't visit Tomabom from last year to now 5 times.
So still go for, okay, continue.
So he don't visit there for make sure say he check and get progress on what in the happen in terms of the irrigation infrastructure where they happen. And recently he engaged with the parliamentarians, the oversight committee, the all go there, and you go be amazed. You know, sometimes when you do something for yourself, you feel say you are not moving, you are not making progress until other people then go from outside, then get a different lens. You know, so the other hand, they went at the first time for go and go see. They were amazed and say, yes, I think we are on the right track. If we get this done within the next 2 years, and we begin produce rice 3 times a year, we double the production quickly. And inside Tomabom, every year we cultivate rice, regardless of the irrigation infrastructure. Every year people in the plant. Now place where in the farm. Now place where in the farm. Tomabom, now one of our agricultural hub. Private sector then they where they make farm. Then they make farm and they sell rice to people, different entities them. Inside this country, outside this country. So you not to say the people na boom chiefdom or inside bunch just sit down, so then they wait for the irrigation. It's continuous every year. Right now as I'm speaking, then they plow the land. So they do over 5, 6, 7,000 hectares of rice cultivation. And at that rest day, then they eat. At that rest day also then they do transaction with other people and for support the other sector of their own livelihood.
Yeah, you know, say, you don't tell this particular conversation or this particular talk on the talk. So, they do this, it is active. Who still for the seat the youngest? Mind you, the initiative.
What if you understand? They are producing rice in that ecology. Farmer then did it. The people who they make farm, then they produce rice, then they eat their own rice. Right now you go there, you know go see English rice. Now the rest then they eat. You will only begin see English rice now that end and they close to end of July. Now that's what we talk about the lean period. So now that gap they now want close so that they have rice we go through the entire year from January to December and they can sell the surplus. Because we were talking about food self-sufficiency. Produce rice first, what we consume, and later we sell the surplus. So then farmer then will sell to WFP so. Now the surplus rice they sell because they give them contract. Then there is an aggregator where they aggregate rice. They need to sell waiting then they eat too. Now waiting then they know just for it they don't check now their own food consumption at their house. How much bag they need for save for it up to a certain period. Then the balance 9 in the sell. Now then the aggregators that they gather where they reach up to this amount. They will sign contract because they know say they can produce that amount. So I know where people can go see this rice in a store and they see what they happen around the country. People were amazed. They say, who's had this rice come out? You know, but it's here. Now Salone then they produce this rice. And you go now other places like Kenema, you see people and they produce and package rice. You can go there, you ask them process your rice for you, and you come outside a free time. You eat local rice, you eat fresh rice. So the conversation about Tomabom, when it will be complete because you have to build that irrigation system. And for build an irrigation system, it's not easy. There's so much goes into it. A lot of resources where you need for complete infrastructure. But what in government they do, government is that small. So that's why we are developing the 4,000 hectares. And we are looking for private sector initiatives. There are more conversations now where they go on for expand because the area gets a large potential for do massive irrigation facilities for support the rice sector in the country.
And we talk about private sector. We've been joined by Ahmed Nanon, Executive Secretary, Salone Chamber of Agri-Business Development. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Today Show.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Fine.
It's a pleasure that I'm here. My apologies really for a bit coming. I had some little bit of setbacks.
I think you can write on time because you just talk about private sector, then you popped in, boom. Now, I mean, we don't see this, yes, where it's about 2,000 tons, where the minister say, now for institutional feeding. And we want to firstly know, I mean, as a private person, what's not take on that, actually?
Well, I mean, basically, if, we quest is basically for all we will see how best we can support the country, and by saying that also, in a way, by extension, the government, for make we able for make sure so we reduce the importation of rice. We all know we import bill for rice, and we can only do that when we really work with the private sector, not to government. Government can't do that. We can partner. Then for be able to support the private sector, let the private sector able to make sure say we get it done as soon as possible. But what we see basically, it looks like the government they struggle too much. I mean, bring in, and also they tried for work more with the smallholder farmers, and then also leave the real private sector players within the middle. Because, we get three tiers. We get the small farmers, we get the medium, when are the agribusiness SMEs, we get the upper, where they call the FDIs, the bigger ones, where they carry their money and so on. But you got the Sierra Leone local private sector. A lot of people now are working along that side. I think my brother, I can tell you that at least there has been now a lot of people coming out, encouraged Sierra Leoneans that are now investing in the agriculture sector. So for me, these are the people that myself or my institution and my brother institution, when at the Ministry of Agriculture, for focus on and work on. You understand? Let them not tend for the focus, the energy, much more like they want to do it all. They can't. Let them entertain. Let me work with those folks. The smallholder farmers also is a challenge. One, they don't have the skills. Two, they don't have able for produce for meet the demands of waiting the market. One. Two, they not get the input. Three, they not get the resources. They not even get the collateral. In all of this, so in actual senses, it brings a lot of burden on the government. But those are folks that are basically, we're talking about the agribusinesses or the private sector players. They are interacting with the banks. They know what they need. They have collateral. They have all of this. They don't need government money. Waiting they need the money, just need the enabling environment so that they can able to support the government. However, this achievement will happen. This is something we're all happy about. You understand? Even though it's still a drop in the ocean. You understand? We get a long way to go. I mean, honestly speaking, because we need for work more. Even though how many years Feeds alone done they will not expect it will happen today. But waiting me the try for say is in actual sense there have been effort. But much of the effort has been much more paid to like small farmers and all of these, and those ones cannot really get us to where we want to go. The government need for put more effort on these agribusiness companies and small and SMEs, so that then can will work with these smallholder farmers in the form of contract farming and outgoers, so that we're able for get this done. The other thing also is, so the private sector structure itself will still the fight for them.
Okay.
And the government need for recognize this. We've been established 15 years back doing the CADEP, Comprehensive African Agricultural Development. And that was a condition given to the government. Every government in Africa said them for develop their own private sector, agribusiness organization, BMO, Business Membership Organization, where the government can easily interact with for make sure, say, we're able to achieve the agricultural transformation processes in every country. A lot of countries have got that right. If you go to Ghana, you go to Nigeria, you go to Senegal, but Sierra Leone, we are still back because the government or the ministry itself not still for the recognize the private sector well. They want to do it in their own way. Okay. We have the BMOs, walk through the BMOs, and then we can get the BMOs then. Now we like the chamber, business membership organization. That's why we are created. We sign an agreement. We sign the compact for this government. So we work, but we not to grumble with the grumble, but let them come to us, let we work together and get this done. We are all going through the pain. We have a lot of educated Sierra Leoneans who don't left them book, they don't left them jobs, then they're into agriculture space. So if we left them back, we can do it by ourselves. But if we work with the government, we only put ideas together, we'll get funding easily, private sector funding, we're also able to get also donor funding, and we're also able to manage that process for make we get up. There are a lot of challenges. Maybe probably don't tell me, my brother will don't say that. One, the seed system in this country, for we will get to where we will not get it. We don't have it structured yet. You understand? We say, I want to go plant tomorrow. I get high yielding variety, quality one is not there. Then at the input sector, fertilizer, some structures where the ministry been put before, I think before this minister, we then call policy change, it's not working. A lot of money has gone into that, gives them tractors to some people or whatever. There are private sector players today where they want for even get access for them with their implements. Then it's not. So there are a lot of these kind of challenges. If we work together, we should be able to put those structures in place and make sure say people are accountable, and we're able to get quick results.
You know,
so we can't have those gaps, and we say we're able to achieve Feed Salone.
I mean, when you talk about fertilizer and all day, I think if I could recall properly, I mean, here you go, help me here. There was a time where it was, I think, Dr. Karim in the regime, where he was a minister there, where they would give fertilizers to farmers then, basically. So, I mean, you're saying since then or up to now, then there's still a challenge, because we don't see, about a few years back, where they would actually give fertilizers to companies then, or even farmers.
And then tell you, the ministry, they do that. But this itself, really doing it, we don't work this for quite some time. We don't tell the ministry, let them get out of fertilizer business. They are crowding out the private sector. Okay. You understand? Not to government in business for go buy fertilizer. They say that's why we create NAFRA. We push them, we advocate for law. They don't create it.
Wait, now they sell the fertilizer? Or
no, when they count them, the government says if they order, then you go give the farmers then.
Okay.
You understand? And cost recovery or sometimes free. But this itself, they crowd out the private sector, because waiting happy, they build the private sector, the farmers, their mind say, oh, they get every year free fertilizer from the government, so no need for buy fertilizer. And sometimes some of these fertilizer, when they bring come, then they procure them in a hasty situation. The qualities, and even for, they don't even do testing and trials. Whether they fertilizer when they bring come, it's good for Salone or not good. Okay. So you see, I mean, my brother will tell you, say, most part of our soils now look acidic. I mean, one of the reasons we'll find out this BN10 is because of the wrong fertilizer they use. Because they look at all of this. So if you bring in private sector, the government can hold private sector players, they can reprimand them when they carry the wrong one. But they will not, because they want to have the market. Because they want to make sure, say, when I supply me fertilizer, the next time I get the farmer or the person back come buy. Let me make one example. Some years back, 5 years back, I think some government bring in some fertilizer and some seed supply to the vegetable people. Yes. It didn't do anything. The yields were low, nothing. So another we'll bring it an Alzira, one seed company. They would Syngenta. Then say bring their own organic and inorganic fertilizer and seeds. Actually, their own seed be expensive. The one way when government bring was free. Then go sell them seed and they one sachet around 1,000. In fact, the farmer didn't go on board. But the head farmers have been buying. Now, when I do, we go try that day. In fact, with the DAOs now, the ministry when they go try, they get high yields. Then 30 days they are buying those products. Even the organic fertilizer, we get the European companies that we've been based now we office. But at the end of the day, they've been get frustrated because the purchasing power was low. I mean, when you go meet the farmers, they are always looking. So most of them. So you get for take you a long time for lobby them and for learning. So the market rate they get not being enough. So what we try for say is, if we all work together, we can able to change the mindset of these farmers for sit down for depend on government all the time. Let's turn them to private sector. Okay. And at the end of the day, then we will give results on time.
All right. Okay.
It's for me in a day.
All right, okay, I see.
So I know it's talking from a private sector point of view, yes. and these are institutions that we will rely on so much for shape the entire private sector scheme in Sierra Leone. Okay. But that's a conversation for another day. Yeah. Also, it's most of the narrative way. I know this happened in the last 3 years. You're talking about seeds. Now we get challenged with quality seeds. For the last 2 years, we not import seeds in this country. Okay. It shows clearly, say, we are doing well on seeds. And currently, as I speak, we establish, let's say private sector, we establish a seed cleaning entity. A seed cleaning at the whole region is the largest. When Basum, Seedtech International. All seeds now, as a policy from the Ministry of Agriculture, the minister don't pass the policy. All seeds within the aggregate, we get an agro-dealer network. He knows about it. For seeds, we get an agro-dealer network for fertilizer. We are building them. In no perfect way, the setup system, because everybody they have different interests inside. But as you begin to take the shape, as I forgo, you will get the real players them. We come for stay and for promote the sector. So we have a project specifically focused on seeds, which supports agro dealers and for produce seeds. And now that they don't produce them seeds, then they go past them seeds, then they through the cleaning system. So then seeds, then they, as I speak, then they move them now go Makeni. Imagine.
Okay.
So because we want to be sure the seeds the way they go na farmers then fields them. Because for increased production, it's not only about fertilizer. I like you put X amount of fertilizer if you don't get good seeds. There's no way you can increase yield. And even if you get good seeds, you apply the fertilizer where you require, the good agronomic practice, the way for follow. You don't follow them. There is no way. So there are a lot of things that goes into how you can turn around yield. But for Fambule no say, I think on the agro dealer scheme, we are doing so well, and even with the one for the fertilizer, because there are separate entities who were established. When are the one in charge of seed certification, been the Salone. So now you have to go through all them systems that they for them certify you, say you should be an agro dealer for seeds. Likewise, fertilizer. Right now we're doing some engagements. The fertilizer people and don't send them samples to the NAFRA, when are the National Fertilizer Regulation Agency, for testing. Okay. Because we do all the due diligence so that when we take them in to farmers, because we are investing so much, and private sectors, they invest so much. So everything we do, we might not be 100% perfect, but we want to take the steps, take the baby steps, and then you consolidate at the end. So on the side of the private sector, we are also doing so much. So look, the blended financing where the minister and the Bank of Salone, with the banks then do. We put out a $10 million credit. As I speak now, then they exhaust that money there. Now we'll see real thing at the ground from them private sectors and the minister just say, okay, now we can spend them money there for do machinery, for do onion, and then for aggregate rice. People they don't take. You will see now machineries that are coming up from private sectors. Not to waiting government will buy the machine and give people. Now people they don't buy machine. You see the minister go na Makeni, go launch a whole machine ring. You go na Kono, you go launch a whole machine ring. Recently, na Newton, the first feed mill for poultry. The challenge we get with poultry in this country, feed no day.
All right,
but now we don't get an established feed mill.
Okay.
We supply poultry then feed. So it's how you move within the food systems, and then they do the little bits then at the sector for consolidate at the end.
You, quickly, though, just clarify this. You also Ahmed they say amongst other reasons, and the fertilizer on a biggie, then find out of recent studies say they're acidic to the soil. So now the thing is, are we being hopeful for nothing, thinking if they will start with introduction? Salone were made to believe say we get a very fertile soil. So whatever it is, not a quick thing, anything forget 110. So with all of these upcoming findings where they come, we really hopeful for C the rest we want for C.
Okay. So also for sure say we are moving. For the first time, after 60 years in this country, because people are dating it to 60 years, we not do soil testing in this country. We don't know the nature of our soil. Now we don't get information on the nature of our soil. It's a massive goal where we score. For even encourage private sectors then for come. Because these are the things that when they ask. Part of the checklist, if you know your soil condition, because when they come, the private sector no one can do within 2 metric tons per hectare. No, the private sector is shooting for 10 and above, but it has to do with the condition of the soil. So now we have a data on our soils. We go inform every private sector where one can at this country. We are digitalizing it now and for making public. So this is a massive transformation process we don't do for the first time. So these private sectors and for be very, very much happy where government do the heavy lifting. Right. And make sure say we don't test all we swells. We know with swells they're not too that good, they're not too that bad again. But it's all about how you manage them. And know, because what we've been to do, now blanket application of fertilizer would they do. He knows that, or even if they give you aid from Morocco, from other countries, give you NPK 20-20-20, NPK 15-15-15. But the limiting factor on the soil for a particular area, maybe na potassium no more you need. You don't need nitrogen, but you go apply 20-20-20, you apply blanket, the time when the crop need them, the thing don't evaporate because of other activities that already happen within the soil. But now, you can go na Tomabom, you can go na Cambia, you can go na Potloko, you get data of the soil and you say, I think here, potassium or phosphorus, and the limiting factor. Let me use this fertilizer or let me increase this more. So these are the wins that we talk say. At least we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, I see I made the right fine book. I mean, you also here we talk about the money where the ministry don't support the private sector with. I mean, what's your comment in that regard with all what you talk in this latter part?
This money has been talked about for quite over 2 years now.
So are you saying the money now there, or not receive the money yet?
The processes where they be too much, cumbersome. You understand? And to the extent that the key private sector players who they look forward to. I mean, my brother Yaya, maybe you don't know, but me always had to ask the minister for this. Even the last day we go now, waiting for ask and waiting. He tell me say they don't give. I say I want to get the list of the one way they don't get and one they don't get. It took almost 2 years plus. And for God's sake, you want to give private sector financing, why you want to give Bank of Sierra Leone? Bank of Sierra Leone no get. Bank of Sierra Leone a regulatory agency. You get the commercial banks, you get other banks then. Give them, we get Apex Bank. Why they not take that money to go give them? So these are all the misgivings them, continue them. Give unto something, you put structures in place and you left and make it work on time. Agriculture is time bound. We are talking about feed salon. And if this feed salon, we talk about 5 years. So we're talking this because the thing is when government don't speak policy, you get a lot of players now who don't come and they are waiting. And you keep them, and the government get for take the lead. We know they say they depend on government money, but they enabling environment. Some of them money they know where they come, give to the commercial bank, let them give to the private sector, and let them. But for screen no more. Now recently, in fact, the one is we don't ask for that list, they are not get them. So these are the kind of things because we need to know. Why we are saying those things, we also face a lot of frustration, bashing from the private sector players because we are existing as a private sector umbrella for them, and we talk for them. And waiting then not to go right, or for able to tell government this not to go right, this one and they go. So those are things that are not working right. I mean, we get institutions that we don't create. Why not work with them? You talk about the fertilizer business, you understand it? The soil testing. They not do the soil testing, I know that. But take today will not get the data. Bring it to the chamber, low use them, and work for the distributor. But today, this data is still me and no side there. And it's very important, as my brother rightly say. These are things that we need for make we will bring in more private sector players. And even this local private sector, for make we able to get them inside and let them. The agro-dealer network, now we host them in there. Now we chamber them there. So, okay, recently I think the ministry don't take off for making able for. But those are things that should be, because some of these agro-dealers, some of them, we need to also vet them and know the genuinity and the structure of them. So all this we are talking, collaboration and partnership. The Ministry of Agriculture is working isolatedly. They need for collaborate and partner for make we able for them can't do it all. They even get Ministry of Trade. They need for work with Ministry of Trade. They need for work with a lot of other ministries. Ministry of Energy. We are talking about processing. We want for inject processing that the farm gets them whatever. For make we able for produce. You can't go and put most of them rice mills where they go put. I mean, the farmers can sustain that. And even some agribusiness private sector players, because when they run the capex, they go too high. So we need energy. So you need for able for interact with. So all of these, like Ministry of Youth. So it's not only the chamber. Okay. So we need for work with all of these folks for make sure say things happen. I know it's a difficult thing, really, collaboration and partnership. But look, you do it at the end of the day, and for make sure say at the end of the day, we make quick wins. Right. We've done it before. And we are able to get that. So we are happy this is being made. But if the collaboration may not be happen, probably we don't get 3 times this.
All right, okay.
Because we are all eager for make sure say really will stop importation of young food we will for produce in this country. And the government definitely, for us from the start, we strongly support feed salon. And we really backing them up.
All right, okay.
So, and we want that collaboration for make we get the answers for feed salon.
So quickly, gentlemen, time not seem to be with friend. But you Ahmed say collaboration, main issue, right? We two now they work in isolation. And now this rest don't come. We don't see on don't tell us that the feed salon, that institutional feeding policy. I mean, I'm not going for ensure say when I work with all other bodies than this time around. For ensure say this particular rest is serving due purpose. I mean, it rich in rightful owners. So that one hand, Joe Banana go cry, and Joe Santigi feel like they don't take advantage. Param.
Yeah, of course, collaboration is very key, and I think the the last couple of years, we don't try for enhanced collaboration across the sector. I know we still need to do more because we are looking at Feed Salone. Now, a whole of government approach, not to one entity. Feed Salone is not about agriculture alone. It's about Ministry of Youth. It's about Ministry of Trade. It's about Ministry of Energy, Water Resources. Okay. Yeah, and one area where you talk about the rice milling, then now we don't go now. The 10 Satake rice milling machines that we don't deploy, 5 of those will be renewable energy because we coordinate with the Ministry of Energy, yeah, under the PICREP for them make sure say we provide the energy. Even what we want to do for expand on Tomabom in terms of the irrigation is renewable, and many other things them there we rice clusters them we want for establish, because the way the president look at Feeding Salone and deploy the resources is not about like you want scatter everything. If we are building an agro-processing zone in Potloko, na Mambolo, what would it do the infrastructure? We forget the road for good day. We forget the light day. So that is one-stop shop. So when the private sector come for operate, everything they within in reach. Because those are the box they're also waiting in the thick. Where you say, come, now, Salone is ready for investment. You want to go na Cambia, na Mambolo. It's energy day, light day, the road accessible. So they tick those boxes. And as a government, now your responsibility then for make sure say, we provide them facility there. But come back to the rest. That's clear. And WFP have their pipeline of distribution. Now then they distribute to the schools. The rest they move na different schools them and then trucks them. So the minister just do the flag, you know, as a symbol for dispatch na the district offices there. Then they be rest assured is going to the schools and the children will then they eat the local rest and then go be very, very nourished at the end of the day.
Minister of Basic Education consider right now go be so happy because there are so many complaints about this whole school feeding thing. Now quickly to you, Ahmed, we know like I said, time not in favor. And do you see this Feed Salone as a success?
Well, you see, we still on the progress, you know, because you can't evaluate any program we don't put in for 5 years. The program, I think that 2 years we don't take so. But the way we go is a very slow pace. And we need for speed up, and we need for get some more impact. The impact are very much low, because even as I'm saying now, the private sector players we just come away meetings. You know, they are a bit kind of down, and many questions are coming. Where is Feed Salone? How are we going? So that's why we're asking for collaboration, because we need to get more information. We need to get more answers from people like my brother Wisidona, so. And the minister himself and many others, you know. Because, you know, when you're in a governance, I mean, you get answer for the people. You know, and the private sector, they are people they are part of this country. They are Sierra Leoneans, they are citizens, and they also want to contribute to the Feed Salone. But they seem to be left out. So that's why we're asking for this collaboration. So the Feed Salone, really, I'm not telling it is moving. It don't show you the products then. Even the onion, the last time we go long, these are bold steps. That's anything that we want. The private sector, bring in private sector players. So probably in the next 2-3 years, sometime onion we don't at least we will make sure so we don't 50 or 60% of that. The rest have not so many other things. The oil palm self at least we don't get Jolac self. I mean, we say the good one they will talk it, but the need for these are all somehow in one can say much of them are FDI, but the local private sector players are there. They are left out. Let's work with them and let's move with them so that they can support them and we will achieve faster results. For us, I think that's important.
All right, plenty thank you. Alfaya Yamansai, Director of Extension, Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, and Ahmed Nano, Executive Secretary, Salone Chamber of Business Development. The rest of the program will be continued by Mohamed Bake Kamara. But quickly, let me take note on the law of succession. I am Abiatu Mansari.
This now law we get for deal with the rules, the laws them where they deal with distribution and that of inheritance of property and assets na salon. Before 2007, we be observed say women them and other people them where them for benefit from property, them they deprive them. In fact, they marginalize them. Well, the English word okay you say, then they discriminate them. But by this law, where they may pass 2007, we call the Gender Justice Act. This act be include the Devolution of Estate Act, Domestic Violence Act, Customary Marriage and Divorce Act, Customary Marriage and Divorce Act in them pass in 2009. But the most interesting thing this afternoon, I go look for tell me listeners them, but waiting we talk about succession law. As we don't talk earlier, succession law for the routine. The rules, the laws and the regulations them where they govern how them for shape property where somebody die in the instance he left will or he not left will. In that, we get the Devolution of Estate Act, number 21 of 2007. This na act where them pass na salon where, according to the short title the table, being an act that provide for surviving spouses, children, parents, relatives, and other dependents of estates, of testates, and intestate persons, and to provide for other related matters. But this, the table, what in this law, now be the main aspect of this law. The short title the table, what in this law we talk about. But before this time, we been get Cap 45, Administration of Estate Act, where this now aspect of the laws of Sierra Leone 1960. Cap 45 purely according to the second schedule, it may get for deal with what we call distribution of estates. This afternoon, I can like for taking a through and refer to a particular section by section 3(1), paragraph A and B of the Devolution of Estates Act 2001. They tell you say if person die na salon. If the person die, whether he left will or he no left will. This then call the word and say testacy and intestate. Testacy, now the person die, he left will. Intestate, now he die, he no left will, or he left will, but the will incomplete. You know, if for cover beneficiaries then where if for cover or property then where then for if for don't cover for say for shape them property there for people them. Now, this afternoon we get word them where I get for mention. We talk about the word we talk about testator or testatrix. This now somebody where they prepare will. Will now document where they talk about the person where die, where left property in wishes as to how and what he want for me to do with him property them, or I want for me to shape the property them, or that for benefit from them particular property. This afternoon, I go look for take una through and tell una say, na salon, we get two aspects of law we get for deal with routine. Devolution of estates. Now, we get customary law and we get statutory laws. According to customary law, of recent, we get the Customary Land Rights Act number 20 of 2022. This na law where they pass na salon, we get for deal with routine. Protection of customary land rights, the elimination of discrimination under customary law, and the management and administration of land subject to customary law. Why would we talk about customary law in this instance? By this, we get the Constitution of Salon, Act number 6 of 1991. By section 170, it tells about the laws of Sierra Leone. By section 170, subsection 2, they say the common law of Sierra Leone shall comprise the rules of law, generally known as common law, the rules of law, generally known as the doctrine of equity, the rules of customary law, including those determined by the Superior Court of Judicature. This afternoon, why will we talk about customary law? Customary law is part of the laws in a salon. By this, by section 3 again, by section 170, subsection 3 of Act number 6 of 1991 Constitution, they tell you about what is a customary law? For the purpose for the purposes of this section, the expression customary law means the rules of law which, by customs, are applicable to particular communities in Sierra Leone. I hope say we don't get that aspect there. But again, if we go again to the Customary Land Rights Act, number 20 of 2022, Naya, in the table 14, customary law, it defines and say, it means any rule other than the rule of law, the rule of general law having the force of law in any chiefdom. Customary law, now laws there we get for deal with a particular chiefdom or a particular district or village or town as alone. Every district or every tribe, they get their own tradition. By this, the traditional practices get for deal with what in the customs. Customary law and what you call customary land rights, it get different things here. But what is important this afternoon, now follow we understand, but this topic, inheritance law or succession law. This now the law where the guide as to how them for shape property where somebody die. But if you refer again to section 38 again of the Devolution of Estate Act, Act number 21 of 2007, by section 38 it tells you the following enactments are hereby repealed. Repealed section of this particular act here. The table section 26 of the Christian Marriage Act. Subsection 1 of section 9 of the Muslim Marriage Act, or then called Mohammedan Marriage Act. Again, we get the second schedule of the administration of estate on Cap 45. Cap 45, make them very clear now the schedule. But again, when you look at Cap 45 now, the reference again from section 6, section 7, section 8, section 9, section 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and section 18 of the Devolution of Estate Act number 21 of 2007. It will say these are the rules of how they distribute estate of a deceased person. But this afternoon, I want to make them two words clear. We get testacy and intestate. Testacy, the person make will. Will, again, a separate topic we'll go for discourse. Will, the table, document where the person prepare. The person can call an testator or testatrix. He prepare for shape in property or let somebody administer in property where he die. The will can only take effect when the person die. Somebody can make different wills them, but the last one, nine can always take effect. This afternoon, I want to tell you say, Salone, the law will govern the distribution and administration of estates. We go for the succession or inheritance law, we governed by both customary law and that of what? Statutory law. For statutory law, again, we get the Devolution of Estate Act number 21 of 2007. We get Cap 45 again. We get the Wills Act of 1837. The Wills Act established what is a valid will and how the law consider a document for being a valid will and how the law consider the circumstances then where it goes around. If somebody make this document what they call will where in the old water or where they go say no, this is not valid because they fail for comply with the provisions of the Wills Act of 1837.
Thank you very much, Rabiatu Mansari, and that's now been lawyer A.R. Fofana. We'll take you through the law of succession. We didn't know exactly who that will succeed certain things them inside the family and outside the family as well. So as of now, I want to use this opportunity for introduce Slim Peasy, the man with ENT.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. My brother, I'm back here. Thanks for having me, man. How you doing?
I'm good, boss.
Good.
Although not as you, but I'm good.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Inside
Exactly.
Life, We're live inside life.
Exactly.
So, right, let's get to it. First on the plate today, I've been doing social media yesterday, and I see some big guns them on the entertainment industry touchdown Sierra Leone. I see Desmond Elliott and some other actors and actresses them from Nigeria touchdown Salone. And I watched one video where then they explain why actually they come na Salone. And they explain, say, they camp a movie premiere in Salone, so I think they go do on Saturday, when at the 10th of May. According to them, then say the movie entitled Na Contention. Well, Desmond Elliott, we used for see him on TV. Like, I was very, like, pretty young, you know what I mean, I watched this brother. But people go happy for see him touchdown Salone, and then go really want for see that movie there. You know what I mean? Back here, you sabi Desmond Elliott.
Desmond Elliott, of course, like you don't say, then it will be small, and he almost always they take romantic roles.
Yes, fine boy.
Exactly.
Desmond Elliott, sabi licking lip.
Definitely.
Anyway, so guys, according to them, they say the 10th of May, the movie Contention go day out, and then go do the premiering. So go watch, go enjoy, go see Desmond Elliott live. If you want to be there, go and support them. But they're in Sierra Leone right now, and it's an opportunity for you as a movie maker. Maybe you link up with the one that we bring the Inside Salone. You know what I mean? You know, link up and see. Maybe it gets few days them way a free. You go jump by projects to one or thing for you will help you forget a big audience. Just an advice from myself to you. All right. Let's move to another story on the plate. Let's talk about the newest father or the newest daddy and mommy in town right now. Let's talk about Amara Dennis Toure, aka Caldinero, and Esther Toure as Tendon welcome a bundle of joy, a bouncing baby. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
You know about that news day back here?
Yeah, sure. Of course, you know, say we get the detail of the news from ENT segments.
Yep. So Caldinero, the entertainment ambassador, and in WEF, I mean, Esther Toure actually don't welcome a beautiful daughter, and we see also Caldinero with excitement take that to social media. I post a picture, you know what I mean, they feed the baby. I know that feeling because myself not daddy. I know that feeling where they hold the baby. You know what I mean? Finally, she's here. You know what I mean? Congratulations, King. We pray say God will give him the well body and long life and guide him for now. For continue for enjoy our Masona baby. All right.
Amen.
Let's move away from that. Let's take another thing on the plate today. I'm follow we talk about how they sing, dance. Let's say before I see make us sing and dance. This bubble on the trend though. It on the trend all over social media. And one good wonder say the thing about people really come normal, like before you know it's a non-trend, they're not able to keep up with waiting they don't start. You know what I mean? We don't see several people who will just come before you know it, they don't bang, then like, everybody want for affiliate, want for come close to that brand day. But of course, we see yesterday, after all the performances, the guide on there all over the place, people they use his sound on TikTok. We see he signed a record deal yesterday. It was really shocking because I know say previously he been get somebody with a manager by the name of Manager J. And I follow up a story where say Manager J. Then we actually send sick param because he want for better this boy in life. That family who said, that's what they be alleged anyways from the video where I watch. Make person not come for me. But as I say, so I just confused when I watch the pictures. I don't see anything like Manager J, even though he's sick, but I don't see any, like they don't cite anything about Manager J on this contract. I'm thinking, is it that at this early stage, sing and dance and turn about when a K-Fly don't play ungrateful to a manager we've been there with? Or maybe then they together and they go ahead for sign a record deal. But all said and done, that's a story for another day. We just want to say congratulations, and of course we hope say this record deal go favor him, because we don't see how record deals they go. And I'm not sure this guy gets the know-how, sabi about record deal, because now just one person they just speak from before you know he's now a star. He's not he's going there, and I'm sure he's not fully aware. So whoever they sign him, do you have
they'll be sincere enough with it, because they need for school and through. You understand? One thing was sense by this Slim Peasy, and gets now stage performance top notch. You understand? In sabi performance stage, sabi a wow audience that they get them. Just imagine somebody before say from the blues, you just pick them from there, then go on stage and perform so well. So you imagine now if you the one with around them, they're sincere enough for bless with whatever thing we're supposed to meet them, and they excel more than this.
Most definitely. So we wish you well, my young man, K-Fly, aka Mr. Sing and Dance and Son about on your new deal. And we pray say you will take your career to the next level anyways. Congratulations. Respect. Let's move to another story on the plate today. I want to talk about Asma Kamara, a Sierra Leonean female artist reside in the United States of America. She's doing great when it comes to a fashion career, and now this young, beautiful, sensational Sierra Leonean female want to come into the music scene. She's been doing a lot of things for salon music. It don't depend several things them. You know, you don't make brand them for celebrities them now Hollywoods where they make waiting to runway fashion. You don't design outfits for them. She's been doing a lot when it comes to in fashion career. That I would not lie. But they want for come small to the music and bless Sierra Leoneans them with in beautiful voice. Okay, so it decide for put out a song. And I will come play for another snippet. Of course, in your style, I don't know if you know because it grew up or you spend most of your life in the States, it sound kind of a bit different than the usual sound where you don't hear it. But of course, it is a good sound and the sounds are out right now. The video they out. If you want to watch them, you go watch them. But before you go and find the full song, make I taste you the snippet. No, watch them and then come after.
Salon TT, cute face, my waist can't be replaced. Where they waka, they watch so, they alive. Salon TT, cute face, my waist can't be replaced. Where they waka, they watch so, they alive.
Salon TT. Yes. That's Asma Kamara for you. Go and watch for this song. The full video they out right now on all streaming platforms. You know what I mean? I love the fact say it is show the green, white, and blue all over the place. She's representing for the motherland. Go Asma. Go and show them you is a Sierra Leonean woman. Blessings, you don't know. Let's move away from that. Let's talk about another story on the plate today. Let me talk about the Republicans EP where the CEO of Wasasi Entertainment, Ismail Kamara, Crack Twist, they put out pretty soon. Of course, the Republicans EP, they talk about the Wasasi Republic. We been not say Crack Twist and Samza have been there in a group, and since then go apart, Samza been go open. They call me Samza International Limited, and then Crack Twist been go hoping Wasasi Republic. So if you don't get 3 artists them under a belt, namely Hugo Boss, Triple Hardest, and Sweet Leon. So you don't bring them 3 brothers there together and they don't work an EP with an extended playlist. Not like an album, but you get like 5 or 6 songs in it and then call them EP. So it say you go drop them anytime soon. And he put out a snippet, and also on the screen you go see the album cover of the Republicans EP. But fun thing about this entire EP is that the brother way go apart with Crack Twist winner Samza is featured on 2 of the songs on this very EP. There's one song on the EP where na Crack Twist and Samza do where they call them Wish. I know say beaucoup people go and go listen to that one day. And of course there's another one again where they call when a one artist where they under Crack Twisting Bells when a triple artist feature Samza and then call that one day Amen. So plenty songs them they now this body of work. When it come out, no waste time. Go and like listen, alright, and enjoy. We're going out pretty soon, right? Let's move on from that. Let's take another one on the plate today. A big African label by the name of Mavins Record, they celebrate 13 years of existence. We know how much Mavins don't make. We party them lively, man, they don't get new trend, don't see new styles, new vibes, you know what I mean? So then they celebrate all of the acts in, because this is not a one-month thing, not to just Don Jazzy. It might be Don Jazzy now the CEO, yes, we know that. But before you talk about Mavins to some levels, people then they behind the scenes we don't put in the work. So if you see on the screen, you see the names of people them and waiting and create whilst them in day under the management of Mavins Records. So congratulations to them all as they good songs them. You remember the Robucci? Remember those songs? Those are the Mavins, man. Tiwa Savage, Ricardo Banks. I remember this Corredo Bello song. Don't forget. I wish I remember. Anyways, but Don Jazzy don't work, and all the artists themselves don't work. So
God will.
Thank you, my brother. God will. Anyways, so congratulations to Mavins as they celebrate 13 years of existence in the music business. And lastly, I don't know if my sister girl Geneva gets this one on in belt. Since I put out the Peace of Mind record, it only claim views them and it only make trend on social media. And don't forget, I get the brand out right now. The clothing line is out. If you want to buy the clothing line, reach out to me on the social media platforms and you will get yourself fresh POM wears. I get them in different sizes and colors. But of course, the numbers is going crazy. We are approaching 2,000 views on YouTube for the lyrics video, and the trends are, high on, TikTok. People are using the sounds, to bless me with the hype. But of course, this is not everything we get Natty Plates. Don't forget, if you want to check for me or check for the song, search for Slim Peasy as in SLIMPEEZEE, and then you'd find me and my song. Okay, thanks. Back
the segments with beaucoup anxiety, get beaucoup gladness, beaucoup shake, peace of mind.
Yes, indeed.
Of course. Thank you very much, Slim Peasy. So one for joining Mohamed Collier for the sports updates.
Inside this edition of the Today Show Sports Update, the Say No to Drugs campaign continue with their sensitization through sport. Ivorian Silla and Barry Help Foundation, the pioneer them for the Say No to Drug, donate 10 official basketball and 3 individual trophies to the Sierra Leone Basketball Association at the Victoria Park playing ground. The head of media of the Say No to Drug campaign, Barry Alpha Barry, say them be done to collaborate with the Sierra Leone Basketball Association since their first competition inside Kenema.
Well, the Say No to Drugs, we don't partner with the Basketball Federation since the first competition with them in host na Kenema under the president, the Terry Joskam. We have been involved and be partner with them for make the first Say No to Drugs championship. So this time around, we decide for come and donate 10 balls, official basketballs with 3 individual trophies to the basketball family as we own support to the Basketball Federation. We no go tire because the people that we come up with this initiative, we are Ivorian Silas, and the real name is Abubakar Silla, aka Ivorian Silas, and Muhammadu Bobo Bari. They come up with this idea because of the rampant use of drugs by the youths them na the different communities, and then see the youths them na they engage in taking drugs, and the youths back na they engage in sports. That's why we not only target the sporting disciplines, so they go to the different vulnerable communities, but we take sports for be one of the main side for take the campaign. We don't do a lot. Now the undisputed fact that the past Premier League, this ongoing Premier League, we sponsor with banner them, we present captain bands, we give balls them with the message on all the venue them. We go now all the venue, the message at the end, all the leagues them back way they go sponsor, we they talk to the youthman, then the spectators the way they come back, we they give them the message, say no to drugs, our future matters, and say no to violence, let us play together. We can appeal to them, make them take the message now the various communities where I believe we don't succeed in doing that. For the sportsman, them the one until now no what have been done pull statements that they want clean sports, and for the one that we engage in tramadol. Last year, January 2024 January, what have been involved include tramadol as one of the banned substance in drugs. You don't need for enhance performance. It's not good at all. So now we encourage them, let them forget about taking drugs, any kind of drug, let them not take, let them go into sports, clean one. Now the annual world entertain clean sports. So we appeal to them, the athletes, them now for their own future. Now, if you engage in drugs, you go internationally, then go for good test you. Then they come test you, and they even tell you when they come. So please, play clean sports and make sure that stay away from drugs.
The president of the Sierra Leone Basketball Association, Ali Ejazi, say they're surprised for no say people then the way they follow basketball and they're then the same line for fight against drug.
We are very delighted, and honestly, it was a surprise. Say we actually get people already watch basketball, already follow up, and whether they actually they're in the same line with we for drugs. Because really, through basketball, we really try very hard for keep the ball off the street, off drugs, and come back to the basketball court. And through that, we actually have succeeded so far. And through the coaches and players who understand, so we get up for kids. They be the play. They don't go on the street for kush or other drugs. When they don't come back, they're clean. We monitor them. The coaches monitor them. So there's a positive in it, and it's the right time to boost the players with what they do. Well, it's the first time we go for Kangi Award, individual award, and I don't think they ever do a 820, and it's a multiple award. We have 3 awards there: MVP, defensive player, and I don't know what the third one was because I know that. But this, I mean, any individual player, you can't say, or you play basketball, you see Paddy Hula, you take it for the next year, they come for this award, which is a positive thing, and they put a morale or positive morale in the players' mind, and that's what we want through Mr. Sila and Mr. Barry. The more we really fight it through basketball. We really try for the basketball play. We really try for the idle talk again, for the occupy them. We unable to go after them at their homes, but we make basketball play that they can, that they watch, they get party them. I think that one works. They draw them together because of now. I think it's through how live they with social media, everybody's apart. But we basketball play, as you can see, they get 500, 600 people now, which I think is good, and we really felt that. I know against next year it will be better because later even a lot of kids come, they be one play, but they be done late. So I know say come November we're gonna be in better position and more boys then go come in and girls, and I think we will do better. Well, we'll just conclude the season. So now we supposed to start this weekend because say this is a national league, so we're going to have teams coming from the north, south, and east, and even Konodi come individually, although they're on the east, but then they can the 4th team so that they can participate in the playoffs now. We're trying to make it big. We'll go release a press release on that, but I think say for start Sunday, and maybe possible so we'll start the female playoffs and Division 2 playoffs on Friday because they say Saturday weightlifting gets something now. Well, I would say when I can watch the Afrimoni National League, it's really entertaining, it's really fun. I believe if you come once, you go one come the next, and you go begin as you stand basketball then. Basketball is a fun game, or let them come and support.
Paris Saint-Germain progressed to the UEFA Champions League final with 3-1 aggregate victory over Arsenal, following the 2-1 semi-final second leg win at the Parc des Princes, where they don't become the 3rd League 1 side, we don't reach multiple finals. Lifting the Europa League don't be a distant shining light now the end of the dark tunnel for Manchester United this season, as they welcome the Spanish side Athletic Bilbao today inside the return leg of the Europa League second leg semi-final. Tottenham they go away to Bodø/Glimt after where they win the first leg by 3-1 inside London. Now all this we get for you inside this edition of the Today Show Sports Update on Slick TV, channel 37 with me, Mohamed Kollia.
Mohamed Kollia, the carry analyze about Arsenal loss. I hope say Arsenal fans they not go get angry at you. Anyways, thank you very much. We will take health tips now. We Paulina Bendu Samba prepare for we, but this is particularly about Mpox. We have to tell you about the updates, the regulations, and the safety measures.
Hello and welcome to Today Health Tips. Today, we can talk small but one health tip wey very important. Mpox, wey dem can normally call monkeypox. So wetin na monkeypox? Monkeypox na one virus sickness wey resemble smallpox, but e not too serious like monkeypox. It dey spread from body to body, especially if you get close contact, like for touch skin, face-to-face talk, or for touch clothes, bed, or towel wey person don use. Now, make we talk about how we for protect we sef. Tip 1. No go too close to person wey get symptom. If you see person wey get fever, body pain, or strange rashes or soreness in skin, try for give them space and tell them for go see doctor. Tip 2. Wash your hand good one. Use soap and water or hand sanitizer all time, especially after you touch place them or thing where other person don't touch. Tip 3. No share your personal thing them. No use person in towel, bed sheet or clothes, especially if they get rash or sick. Early detection go help for stop the spread. If you see any strange rash or you begin for feel sick, isolate yourself and go na hospital. Mpox easy for prevent if we careful. So, let we stay safe and protect each other.
Mpox easy for prevent if we be careful. That's na keywords, na punchline where Paulina give we under. You see, one thing about how the Mpox they go, we really don't begin afraid because how they see, I don't sense two signs or two affection about the Mpox here. One that the body they get the bump. Some man the body they okay, but down in the genitals now they the problem can they. So this you go afraid because if you just continuously they watch for the signs them na your body, the bump, the something like fire bump na your body, then they say but you don't they feel sick and all. All the same, take up the preventive measures them and avoid that boku hug shake hand and they'll go according to how the health practitioners them they teach we. Okay, up next one for take the flight schedule for tomorrow and we wish you a safe journey. Aska Airlines flight KP023 will depart from Banjul, stopping in Freetown at 8:05 a.m. Accra and finally arriving in Lome at 8:45 a.m. At 1 o'clock p.m., Aska Airlines flight KP042 will take off from Lome, stopping in Freetown at 3:55 p.m. and arriving in Banjul at 4:35 p.m. Also at 1 o'clock p.m., Aska Airlines flight KP040 will depart from Accra and head to Freetown. At 1:30 p.m., Bosses Airlines flight SN241 will take off from Freetown, make a stop in Monrovia, and land in Brussels. At 7:55 p.m. At 2:30 p.m., Kenya Airways flight KQ510/11 will depart from Nairobi, stop in Accra at 5:30 p.m. and arrive in Freetown at 6:30 p.m. These flights will then head back to Accra and return to Nairobi at 4 o'clock p.m. Air Senegal flight HC213/4 will leave Dakar, arrive in Banjul at 6:55 p.m. and continuing to Freetown at 7:50 p.m. Finally, at 8 o'clock p.m., Air Peace flight P47760/1 will depart from Freetown to Lagos, arriving at 11 o'clock p.m. with all final arrival at 11:40 p.m. This is all we get for now for the flight schedule and wishing you a well, safe journey. And stay tuned for more information. Now we studios we get Usman Mara, where they can take me through the headline plates. Thank you. Welcome, Usman Mara.
Good afternoon, Baki. Thank you so much. And we'll begin now with the strike action which happened here in Freetown 2 days ago by staff them with the work for the national broadcaster, the SLBC, the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. Now the staff them, they make a lot of demands to the board and those responsible for the activities of the television station. A lot of, as you may know, a lot of demands them from the staff will include harmonization and proper salary structure, a better grading system, also anti-corruption reports on the SLBC be made available to staff. A report, by the way, back then, where we get that DG, we get a corruption case with regards to the money that we give them with regards to the for cover the election in 2023.
And the same reports back, Francis Bernard, the request say they're supposed to make them public to them. And of course, I'm not surprised where they put them inside the first 5 of the main demands them. Yeah.
So by the way, Francis Barnaby also include for the Ministry of Information. The minister we don't promise them say we make the report be available to them, but not do them. So part of the demands them also from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation staff them, angry staff them, regularize the status of SLBC freelancers in the provinces, acting allowances, that is people acting in positions unending without any allowance, yearly bonus, increased production fees, independence of the Director General and management. By the way, this is very, very
important,
because then say the Board of Trustees, they suppress the Director General not for doing work, and by the way, they say also that this Director General don't bring transformation on the public broadcaster, and suppressing the work actually downgrade the abilities of the SLBC.
Yes, Usman, as I did analyze, you they really see, because on that day we were at the ground, you understand, we see what's happen, we see some going to staff them will be the claim say they suppose for allow the newly elected selected Director General, because they see say the Madam Josephine Fatima Kamara they really work for to their own satisfaction, understand. And according to this, as you mentioned, this in key, because they even they claim inside the interview, some of the interviews that we conduct, they say they get a particular syndicate within the run yonder where they stall improvements and progress in SLBC, as they say that in a state broadcaster is supposed to run go past so they ask the Board of Trustees, let they allow the place for go.
So again, as we praise the Director General, Ms. Josephine Kamara, with regards to development and transformation to the SLBC, these demands obviously now made by the public broadcaster, staff them, angry staff them on the public broadcaster, we say they've been treated badly at the institution. Also in the plates today, from the Board of Trustees of the SLBC, we say the Director General there, Ms. Josephine Kamara, also don't they do things them where they're not okay with. One of them, they say the General be the request for $100 a day, $100 a day for pay for rentals. We, by the way, then say it's not good at all. So just these are pictures inside the SLBC.
So when they analyze concerning this transformation, they mention now a walkway and a corridor. They send a particular red carpet where be did, but now the mommy don't come and waiting in do and try for pull a red carpet and put tile. Of course, we don't see the tile done this. Now the studios, the radio studios where they don't get from last year to now, as them they show me. You see, of course, they will say with the transformation, not to show this studio be there. For the one they will be on the go do programs na SLBC, then go testify to that. So according to the workers, them, the staffs, them, they agree and they satisfy with Madam Josephine in administration, except otherwise from waiting with they see.
I mean, especially the fact that she was only selected by President Julius Maada Bio a year ago. So the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation Board of Trustees, they released a position today, the 8th of May 2025, and say, we, the Board of Trustees of the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, view with dismay the current demonstrations of a cross-section of SLBC staff in Freetown. This comes after the board has completed its regional tour and other investigations to obtain first-hand information about the corporation's status of affairs and make resolutions to address the challenges. With dismay, the board notes the following. The Director General has been signing checks with a junior staff member within the financial department, an individual who is not even up to the position of a director when the finance director is available. The finance director is not even a signatory to the SLBC account. During this Public Accounts Committee PAC inquiry of the SLBC regarding the 2023 Auditor General's report in Parliament, the Parliamentary Committee discovered the signing of checks by the Director of Finance also. So they say the Director General of the SLBC has been taking $100 daily for vehicle rentals for months. No staff at SLBC will say that they have not been seeing vehicles within the premises of the SLBC. The board brought that to her notice and told her that she had never been given any approval for that. We mentioned that in our statement with the Anti-Corruption Commission audit team, and they've interviewed us. They say that was when we stopped seeing the vehicle after months of collecting $100 a day from taxpayers' money. They also say recently, the Director General, Josephine Kamara, deceived the board. She told us, she told the board that had trip to the Antalya Diplomacy Forum in the Republic of Turkey was fully covered by the host. Upon this, the board gave blessings to her trip on the basis that it was suitable for networking, only for the board to later realize that the DG deceived us. Now, the host only covered the lodging. They said the corporation paid for the ticket and every other things except for the lodging of the Director General, Josephine Kamara. So they take money from taxpayers' money for going to the Antalya Forum in Turkey.
Usman, as they read all of these, one for ask, we audience and one for ask, say whether this is timely or unnecessary. Because if the staff them don't vet the situation, how they don't be going to over certain welfare mismanagement or whatever, they expect the board of trustees now for them to go on the round table and try to meet their needs them as how they try for ask. But if now they back they throw another thing to the Director General, one for say as it is now, it is very uncalled for. I
mean, back here we were there when the angry staff then come and say the strike action at the premises of the SLBC. They also mentioned for say this board of trustees, the regional tour, what did they go do? And they said also spend a lot of whooping amounts of money at this regional tour. They want to foresee the reason why make them do this tour and the benefits. Now up next to another story, the feud between the First Lady, Dr. Fatima Mada Bio, and Koidu Holdings, a mining company in Sierra Leone. So Koidu Holdings now saying that the First Lady, Dr. Fatima Mada Bio, will stage a peaceful protest with hundreds of staff at Koidu Holdings, a mining company in Kono District, now for retract a statement made on social media with regards to the workers them being treated very badly. So they put out this yesterday, let's say for the attention of the First Lady, Dr. Fatima Mada Bio. So let's say the significant contribution of Sierra Leone, talking about their contribution to Sierra Leone's economy here. Let's say re-notice for the intended legal actions, unlawful interference, incitement, defamation, and damages to Koidu Limited and Octia Limited. I write to you in my capacity as the Director and Acting General Counsel of Octia Limited and its group companies, Octia, the parent of Koidu Limited. It said the letter concerns a pattern of unlawful, defamatory and malicious statements and actions attributed to your conduct that have caused severe and ongoing damages to the company, its affiliates, personnel, stakeholders, and Octia, the parent of Koidu. Your actions undertaken without formal legal authority have triggered a crisis that now poses a threat to the public order, lives, investor security, and Sierra Leone's international standing, whilst also causing serious financial harm to Octia. We'll take more pictures from the report. So then say the summary of these allegations they made against the First Lady, Dr. Fatima Mada Bio. One of them include repeated public and private demands directed to the company and its leadership despite your lack of official mandate. Official mandate, not a political figure, but the wife of the President of the Republic. There's a false accusations of bribery and corruption, including direct allegations against the company and its management. Say the First Lady accused Koidu Holdings for say leading to some sort of bribery and corruption at a particular mining company. Also say attempt to suppress those accusations in exchange for payment, conduct the constitutes blackmail and extortion. Remember also the First Lady also mentioned for say political figures them within the SLPP, the ruling government in Sierra Leone right now, kind of they suppress the issue. They say the Koidu Holdings company, they give them money. I say black paper or brown envelope to suppress this particular issue.
Definitely, now what this back because some of your own nitty-gritty and some kind of controversies, but more or less, Usman, people out there are going for argue to the base of this situation as of now. Now, Madam First Lady, we go fight for people in Kono, Koidu Holdings, for go fight for the staff them, whether they don't try for reach out some authorities, they don't give feedback to them, but then see the First Lady will act wisely. But how did it happen now? They don't dismiss more than 900 workers, you understand? And then say about they about to close because of waiting. Then say they don't go into waiting losses. In a business, that mining company in a business can do, they look to profit. So if all of this, would they see the request or the inside the file, they filed a legal suit against the first lady about some $1,000 or $1 million or so, $20 million, right?
$20 million.
Okay. So now, you want to agree with me, if Madam First Lady go out for pay that fine, if in go out for pay that fine, they in go out for think back, say that $20 million, they want to go open a factory or an institution for their employ them more than 900 workers in a day. You see, so now 900 people, them Sierra Leoneans, them to be specific, they don't see them jobless and they work for do, and they don't see them now out of this situation. Yeah. You see, so more or less this now losses and also in the affect the country at large. Look at the protest. You see,
yes.
Every institution gets its own mandates. Every institution gets its own rules and regulations. Yeah, even if you know go sit down, you know go work for even a day without no genuine excuse. You understand? If the management see them as this unworthy, for they will give them excuse, you will give them. But if not worthy, they go call you. Let alone then you sit down for more than 5 days, you know, go work. So what you expect for the one employee for do?
So yes, these are pictures from Koidu back then.
Yes.
I think it was in the month of March. We firstly, Dr. Fatima Madabio joined hundreds of angry protesters, them workers, them na Koidu Holdings for looking to the matters, them concerning matters, them na the mining companies. So as we talk about Koidu Holdings there, they still get a case from the Anti-Corruption Commission. So this now press release we dated today, the 8th of May, 2025, from the Anti-Corruption Commission, and say investigations of Koidu Holdings for various corruption allegations, including tax evasions and other serious offenses. The attention of the Anti-Corruption Commission has been drawn to a letter dated 6th May 2025 by the Octia Limited, addressed to the Office of the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, in which assertions were made on investigations of Koidu Holdings Limited that were inaccurate or incorrect. We are particularly interested in the following inaccurate statements, saying, quote, the Sierra Leone Anti-Corruption Commission has confirmed that there were no evidence of any corruption, bribery, or similar alleged activities of Koidu. So then debunk that statement inside the report of the Koidu Holdings Company. Say the Anti-Corruption Commission be done clear them up from all allegations of corruption within the particular company. So then say while the commission confirms that it has an ongoing investigation against Koidu Holdings Limited for serious corruption offenses under the Anti-Corruption Act of 2008 as amended by the Anti-Corruption Amendment Act of 2019, there has been a conclusion or confirmation. There has not been a conclusion or confirmation at any point. The issue the Commission has been investigating Koidu Holdings Limited for includes corporate and other tax evasions, failure to apply appropriate deductions of employees' emoluments, and also onward payments to the appropriate state institution, abuse of power by avoidance of payment of required employees' entitlements, including payments of employee subscription to the National Social Security and Insurance Trust, NASIT, and also the National Revenue Authority, failure to pay appropriate taxes on minerals exports, abuse of labor laws and also regulations, to failure to follow local content laws and regulations. They also investigate inappropriate use of things them in the organization, the expatriates that can lead to avoidance of tax liabilities for employees. Also, the SEC mentioned, say, they investigate improper offshore arrangements that undermine Sierra Leone's revenue generation and mobilization. Also, investigating collusion with state institutions to undermine revenue payment and other similar liabilities. Also, collusions with individuals to avoid proper labor rights entitlement to their staff. So, by the way, the ACC is saying all of these allegations, investigations still go on against Koidu Holdings, a mining company, where, by the way, they employ more than 1,000 Sierra Leoneans. I'll move ahead now from the Sierra Leone Commercial Motorbike Riders Union, talking about the misuse of the funds not by the administration, current administration, at a particular organization. This is an open letter where they send to the Minister of Labour and New England Ville. They say, with hearts full of sorrow, displeasure and disappointment, we are writing to formally express our dissatisfaction through this letter regarding the manner in which our union is being run recently. this system or pattern recently adopted by the president of the Bike Riders Union since we came into office on the 5th of May 2024 has never been in existence since the establishment of the Bike Riders Union. And so we want to strictly make it clear that the union has gone from bad to worse with current administration. And so the Bike Riders Union is currently running on a three-man agenda without the involvement of other national executives across the country as enshrined in the union's constitution. So the action or inaction has left majority of the legitimate national executives redundant and idle. We cannot fold our hands and allow this bad administration to continue with this impunity. The president has vehemently refused the approval of the Board of Trustees, who has the responsibility to regulate the affairs of the National Executive Council as enshrined in the Constitution of the Union. The system of governance is a recipe of corruption, administrative malpractice, and adoption of unconstitutional behaviors. Alcohol abuses at the National Secretariat by the hierarchy of the union, led by the president, has become the order of the day. Things has fallen apart and the center cannot hold any longer. Total mismanagement of the union funds has gone to an alarming stage. For your updates, the following are the income generated of the union, which is being squandered on a daily basis by the president and his cohorts. So they name a lot of funds then where they come into the particular institution where you then see allegedly being squandered by the new administration. And say executives like the public relations officer don't be left idle and redundant. And say this hierarchy right now, the president and all the other top people in the organization, they do all things together. It's like a three-man squad. I think maybe it's the president, the vice president, and another person together. The three of them don't they run the organization only with them, only by themselves, without including other members, them with them, by the way, elected into the particular organization.
And that's not healthy at all.
Absolutely.
That's not healthy.
Yes. So this press release again, yesterday, on the 7th of May, issued by the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, New England Field inside Freetown. Say MBSSC condemns false reports on curriculum rollouts and urges the public to disregard misleading claims. The Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education strongly condemns a false and misleading article circulating on social media, which claims that the Honorable Minister, Mr. Konad Saki, has ordered a discontinuation of the new curriculum rollouts and directed schools to revert the old curriculum for the next year's WAS preparations. Now, the ministry wishes to make it categorically clear that no such directive has been issued by the ministry or any official of the ministry. This misinformation is entirely baseless, malicious, and must be dismissed with the utmost contempt. Such reports are misleading. MBSSC urges all stakeholders to disregard unverified reports and rely solely on official statements from the Ministry of Education, Basic and Senior Secondary Education. Now, disregarding an article, I think I've seen an article from Sierra Loaded, we say the ministry don't confirm for say that they discontinue this new curriculum and bring back the old curriculum for WAS pupils them.
Usmama, me na woman we only get from certain pupils them, WAS pupils them. But what thing would they say now that it better say where this clarification come out, you understand, as of now?
Yeah.
Because tell me too, when if you say them picking them for get acquainted with such curriculum again, and say that they used to say they understand every bit of that curriculum they for let they go face the exams. When time not enough, so you better they do this clarification to time and make sure say it circulates to the one they for say in concern.
So of course, confirmation there from the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education for say informations circulating on social media are false, and that they don't get any plans for rollout a new curriculum, bring back the old curriculum now the country for school pupils. So more than 100 Roman Catholic cardinals then be meet in a secret conclave and now don't elect a new pope. So as signal for say a new pope has been elected, white smoke appeared from the chimney at the Sistine Chapel at the Vatican City on Thursday today, with signal for say they don't elect a new pope after the elections. So I think it was 2 times since yesterday, black smoke come out from this Sistine Chapel at the Vatican City for signal for say they not elect a pope yet. Yesterday, by the way, where they call for 2/3 majority from 113 cardinals them from 70 countries were involved in the secret ballot. So up from 155 from 48 nations. Now the last conclave will be elect the late Pope, we don't die now, Pope Francis, who was elected in 2013. So 70 countries, by the way, as I mentioned, were involved. Popes them, so cardinals, I beg your pardon, from 70 countries them were involved in the secret ballot system for elect a new pope. Will be up from 115 from the 70 nations them. The last them will be vote for elect Pope Francis as head of the 1.4 billion Christians them, Catholic Christians them around the world. So during, as I mentioned earlier, also during these elections, the conclave, Vatican City, these cardinals them, they vote in a secret ballot system that is shut away from the entire world, and the only way for signal for say a new pope has been elected or has not been elected a pope yet, now for send either a black or a white smoke. So this white smoke comes now from the conclave there, the chapel at the Vatican City. Don't show for say now they've elected a new pope for head the 1.4 billion Catholic Christians them from around the world, take over from Pope Francis, a man widely praised for welcome, for bringing in the administration, the poor, and also advocates for the thousands, the 2.4 million people them in Gaza and other conflicts them around the world.
So he was generally praised for his humanity.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much. You get anything again for Winadi?
That's all we get inside the news today.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for your analysis. So, as we about to call for draw the courses down, one for thank you as usual to all the one we make sure say today's show today we bring and come to you, and of course in a successful manner. Thank you very much on all, especially the one that we always they welcome we will go to Vox Pop, the one that we gather the materials them behind the control, the producers them, and everybody so far. Continue for watching us Lake TV, Channel 37, of course on Facebook, and TikTok as well within a TikTok. So continue for this. Stay tuned whenever you see the signature tune for there we see today's show start. Thank you very much. Mina Mohamed Bake Camera.
And my name now Usman Ibrahim Marat. Continue for watch Slick TV on Channel 37. Get them nice all day round.